Are you kidding me? But you gonna play your warships?
Yeah, I really don't know what else I'm gonna play.
I feel that. Yeah, so I'm a little too tired for EFT.
That's why I'm kind of switching right now. I'm like, I think I'm just I've had I've had my fill for the night.
It's it can be an exhausting game to play. Like you're
I
just
think
thinking
so.
about
Yeah.
so much.
I feel like that's the other thing. It's like I'm learning a lot, so why am I gonna um you know put myself through that? Just going through more and more and more
Absolutely,
because I'm just gonna forget a bunch of stuff.
absolutely. God, missing every shot. Let's go.
But yeah, I got some other plans that I want to do for things I want to upload. So
Nice.
I just have
You gonna
to.
review anything? Like you want to do that route, or you just like gameplay?
No, I hadn't thought about that. I definitely would like to. Um,
Yeah.
I just don't know what format I would go with.
I feel like if I were to do it, because I've obviously thought about it a lot, I think I would just do it in like an open form, like I don't think I'd structure it at all. Because I feel like when I talk to people, they never are like, the gameplay is this, the graphics are this is this. You know, when I talk to people, they're like, it's fun, or the story sucks, or you know what I'm saying? Like it's never.
Ooh, I need to. It's never what.
It's never like, I don't know. I just feel like I could be more relatable, like just talking about how I feel about a game more than, the other.
Yeah, definitely. Like, God, dude, I need to. I played that Starship Trooper demo,
Ooh.
and I took time. Like, I stayed up like all night doing this, recording like thoughts and ideas for it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was gonna like, I still need to do it. I need to like type it all up and send it over to them because they're asking for feedback on it. I was like, I need to
Mm-hmm.
fucking do this because I need a good Starship Troopers game, regardless of whatever formats it is in.
Yeah. I'm gonna go get another beer real quick.
Go go. Oh, here we go. No way. Oh.
All right.
Okay, that's cool.
What?
Um, I realized that my video is covering the radar, so I was like, oh, let me move my camera.
Mm,
And I was curious to see if it also showed like the movement of it live, and it sure did. I'm being shot at.
and down.
Yeah, I'm getting to the point where I can not have to continually look at the map again,
It's good. Step one. Map knowledge is king in that game.
but only for customs.
That's okay, dude. I still don't know some of the maps very well. Like genuinely. Like labs. I really don't know labs very well because I don't ever play it.
Oh yeah.
Like I know the general layout of the map, but for the most part, I don't really understand. Like this wipe, this was my get to know reserve wipe.
Understandable.
You know, like you can spend an entire wipe on just like two or three maps, just getting to know them.
Nice.
Gegnerischer Kreuzer versenkt. Problem gelöst.
I hate when I play shoddy snipers and the entire other team just uses shotguns, like no sniping.
But
It's annoying.
then it won't be fast paced.
Ugh, fast pace. I don't really. I think that's why I'm. I think that's part of the reason I'm so disappointed in Battlefield is it feels so incredibly fast.
Already not interested, man.
Like it just. I'm like, like Battlefield didn't need this to me. You know what I mean? Like it
Hmm.
doesn't make sense to me. I'm like, why? Like people were excited for your game because they miss Battlefield. They already play Warzone all day every day.
Unser Sieg
You know?
ist in Sicht.
Shoot.
Good show.
And I have to say, you were right about the specialists.
Autopilot aktiviert.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yep, yep. You're welcome. You were right.
The second I saw that, I was like, nope, nope. Or I already see what this game is, and it's not Battlefield.
It just completely took away the even need to play in a squad, like almost entirely. Like it's just like I feel like you're at a disadvantage if you play as a squad. It's weird.
Hmm.
I don't like it. I don't really. It's quite disappointing in that aspect. But what I will say is the fact that they're doing Portal to me like makes me feel like they know that Battlefield fans aren't gonna like the main game, so they're like, we better put this in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I saw a whole bunch of like Warzone type streamers, and they're like all over it. They like love it. They're like, oh my god, this game's so fun, like love it, blah blah. And I'm like, I feel like this was maybe a little on purpose to attract that audience, and then they put Portal in for the real Battlefield fans. That's what I really feel like.
Interesting.
See, I mean, I'm still gonna play it because I'm a pleb, but
Yeah. Trying to get comfortable.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Having a difficult time?
There's just one guy that keeps like flying out of the top of a portal and just sniping people like one tap easy. It's all good. My armchair pads will be here tomorrow and my mouse pad, and then we'll really game.
Armchair pads would be a good idea. I need to repurpose some older towels, I think.
I'll show you the ones I got.
Bemande stations. Glück und ruhige Wasser. Affirmative. Spasiba.
Oh boy, here I go killing again.
Herzlichen Dank. My thunder.
Let's see here. Yeah, these come in tomorrow.
Many thanks.
Check these out.
Time. No, it's covering everything. Okay, okay. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yep.
Back in.
Literally have like 11 Amazon orders coming in tomorrow.
Damn.
Like my TV stand, my coffee table, like shit for my office, some wires, like just so much shit.
Right, got all the big stuff in there. Now it's time to fill in the smaller stuff.
Yeah. Well, I mean, honestly, dude, like, um, the Amazon, like, I did a bunch of like price comparing everywhere, and then like it's literally just cheaper to order it on Amazon. Like, it just is. Like, as much as I loved going to brick and mortar stores and like picking something out and buying it, but like,
Hmm.
dude, it's just cheaper on there, man.
It depends on the product for me.
It does depend on the product for sure.
Motorversterking geactiveerd. Vijandelijke torpedobootjager tot zinken gebracht.
No.
Are you gonna pick up aliens?
Maybe on sale.
It's cheap enough, man.
I have a lot of those kind of games, and like I don't know. I know Halo's coming, so I'm gonna drop money on that. I was gonna drop money on Back for Blood, but I didn't like the beta, dude. Like
Wait, wait.
surprisingly, didn't like it.
What about Halo are you gonna drop money on? I thought multiplayer was free.
Multiplayer is free, but I'm a Halo apologist, so I will buy Halo. It's just who I am at my core.
Oh, so on the release date, all the content that is released that is free, but you can still go ahead and purchase the game, even though
Yep.
its true release date is sometime down the road.
Uh-huh.
Oh god, that's so troublesome.
Brandalarm.
I know. I'm aware. Fully aware.
Like
But
if I went back to like a job to like work, and I was like, and I was like, oh my god, I've done the first slide of this presentation. The rest is soon to come.
it does feel that way, doesn't it?
Hmm. Can't wait to see it. Me too.
I think it's just I think they spent way too long creating the new engine for the game, which I understand why they did because the engine Halo used to run off of was incredibly complex, like really difficult to work off of.
Hmm.
So like I get why they did that, and then I feel like they must have been having like a lot of like um internal like design philosophy like back and forth because they ended up bringing back the one of the OGs from Halo. I can't remember his name right now.
I
He
know
was
what
one
you're
of like the
yeah.
original main developer,
I
you
know what
know.
you're talking
And
about. Yeah.
I feel like he came in and was like,
Probleem
we
opgelost,
changing this,
kapitein.
and that's why they delayed in the first place, you know. But I don't know. Oh, that was nasty. Okay, that was lame. I don't understand all this obsession with movement in video games. I don't understand it. Maybe I'm just old now. Am I a boomer?
Okay, so to elaborate what you mean by that.
Like, I don't understand why everyone, like every AAA shooter has to have a slide and a sprint and a double jump and just like all this crazy intense movement. Like I just don't get it. Like it's not that fun to me. Like it was fun in Titanfall when it came out, you know,
Like,
because it was fresh.
dude,
But like
the next
Titanfall was
step,
designed around it, you know?
Titanfall is amazing. Titanfall 2, rather, because that's the one that I played, because it actually had a
I love
single player
I'm with
story.
you.
Um, Man, I lost my train of thought.
Sorry, go ahead. Uh movement, games.
Yeah, like the next like evolution would be to add the parkour movement from Dying Light.
Yeah, dude.
But I
I don't want that.
I don't want that either. Like it's cool, but it's cool because it's in a zombie game.
hmm
Like that's your mode of escape and transportation.
There's a reason for it to be in the game.
Yeah, it just because it's good in that game doesn't mean it's going to be good all of a sudden in your first person shooter.
I agree. It's really like like Apex to me pulls it off, but I mean Apex is Titanfall, you know? So like makes sense, I
Yeah,
guess.
that
But
works
like
because like they got like the movement and gunplay down to like really
and
good feel.
time to kill is huge.
Yeah, that too.
But like I don't know, man, like because even Halo, like Halo 5 to Infinite, they dramatically pulled back the movement abilities, and I'm so happy for it. But I don't know, like it just feels like we're moving away from having inertia in games, and it's just moving back towards like Quake, you know?
Unreal
And I'm
Tournament.
like, yeah, and I'm like, I just don't. That doesn't interest me at all.
There's room for an Unreal Tournament, but not every
Hundred
game needs to
percent.
be that.
Like, which is like to me, that's why another reason why I like Tarkov so much, because movement is huge in the game, but it's not like unrealistic movement. You know, it's like flanking, pushing cover to cover, laying
Mm-hmm.
suppressive, having your buddy shoot down a hallway to keep a guy inside while your buddy moves a flank. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's not like all this crazy slide canceling, jumping around bullshit. You know?
Charging in because you have a shield.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's just. I think I'm just getting old, maybe. I just can't keep up with it, or I don't care to keep up with it.
It's too arcadey now.
It's so arcadey. And I'm like, what happened? I don't know. Like, what happened to like positioning mattering? You know, because like now you can just outplay anybody by just pure gun skill and movement skill.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's just not. It's not fun to me. I wish it was.
I would say that the earlier success of Call of Duty was that because it stayed true to like a more cinematic experience.
hmm
And then after the explosion of that multiplayer, it became arcadey.
You know what it was to me with Call of Duty was Call of Duty was the first game to give you pretty decent customization on console and multiplayer shooter, but also the progression system, like prestiging in Call of Duty, like was so addicting. But now they just made it completely obsolete because they're like, oh, just buy the battle pass every 2 months. That's your prestige. I'm
Yeah,
like,
I don't
ew.
like that
Like
either.
I'm like, ew. Like the whole fun was like being like 8th prestige and someone being like, holy shit, this guy's 8th prestige or 10th prestige, you know? That was like part of the fun.
I may have said that before, but not in that tone.
You said what?
Like, oh my god, this guy is 8th prestige.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like, well, I mean, I was like 12, 13 playing those, you know? Like,
Oh, okay. I was a little bit older than you by then.
yeah.
Like even then, like I'd see like 3, 4, or 5, and I would just look at it and be like, why? Why? Like
It's like I thought it was cool, but
you
I
get
mean, back
yeah,
then, like that was one of the only games I could get my hands on, you know?
宇宙艦隊司令長官
yeah.
ラインハルト・フォン・ローエングラムである自動航行に切り替える
Like it was that and Battlefield because my dad was obsessed with Battlefield.
総員
Battlefield. Oh, so good still. Back then.
Bro, can you like physically in your body understand why we never got Bad Company 3? Like honestly,
It's got to be a licensing thing.
licensing for what? DICE owns Bad Company.
I don't know.
Like I just can't I can't physically understand. Like if you ask like most Battlefield fans, right? Like the OGs, their favorites are Bad Company 2 and Battlefield 4.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Those are the two. So I'm like, why not make a game just like those? Plus the destruct. I was really disappointed in the destruction in 2042. I'm like, you're telling me we're getting a next gen update to consoles and the Battlefield on 360 had better destruction than you?
Right?
You know, like get out of here. Like, it's ridiculous. Oh fuck, got blasted. I don't know. I just like am starting to become a little grumpier with like just the direction with the industry in general.
I think it's because you can see the patterns now. Like, or you see more like the bigger patterns.
Yes. In the genre I care about, which is shooters, you know?
Yeah.
Like I like RPGs, but like I'm definitely not like an RPG guy. You know, I would definitely say I'm a shooter guy first.
目標に接近中だ 戦闘機を発艦させよ
How? How? Ah! I'm gonna break my mouse.
No, damn it.
And like, you know, Tarkov's a little bit of a broken mess, but I'm like, at least this game is freaking different. You know? Like
Yeah.
it's different. Like it's something different to play.
And you know they'll fix it. Goodness, my eyes are dry.
Yeah, it'll take them longer than it would Activision to put a hot fix in because they are. I don't know. A lot of people are like, this game sold millions and millions of copies. They've made millions and millions of dollars. Like, how can they not like have this stuff fixed? And I'm like, okay, well, the game exploded in like January, like 2020, I think. Yeah, January 2020. It's when they first did Twitch drops, right? Like the game exploded and it's been pretty big ever since. So like it takes time to hire people, create infrastructure within the company, align goals. Like some people think just hiring more people like will just get it done faster. And I'm like that's just not
Right.
realistic to understand if you understand how companies function and grow and work. You know what I mean?
It takes at least a month to get someone like to a position where you're
Up to
like,
speed.
yeah,
Yeah. Like then you hand them a task and even then like they do the task and they still may not even do it right because it's their first task, you
yeah,
know?
every task they do has to be supervised
Mm-hmm.
and double checked before it gets released. And that has to be done for some time. And if the person doesn't get it, then you need to, go through some coaching methods, yada yada yada.
Exactly. And then, not to mention, they're developing in fucking Russia. Now, I don't know about you, but that's not a video game hotspot development, you know?
Yeah.
So the talent is hard to acquire, even if it is remote, you know? Because, like, for all of the gun model, every piece of the guns that is in the game is fully 3D modeled, like, completely disassembled and assembled. Like,
Dude,
they
I,
don't
I
fuck around.
was I was thinking about that earlier today. Like these guys, I was like, you have to like every single gun piece in that game has to have been held in their hands at some point.
They don't put a gun in the game unless they can have it physically in their office,
That's amazing.
you know? And it's sick.
That's amazing. I should send
So,
them some
I don't
Nerf guns.
know.
No, that's the rule. It's in your
Like,
office.
honestly, part of their issues, like getting some guns, is the Russian government, like not allowing them to like import the gun.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why there's so many AKs in the game. Well, I mean, also it takes place in Russia, so it makes sense. But
Yeah, that does make sense. But you'd expect to see like, I don't know, some like Heckler and Koch, right?
hmm
Or any other Western gun maker, to be honest.
oh yeah, I mean that they're like BSG's like best friends with the, at least it seems like, with the Kalishnikov, like all the AKs. Like Tarkov's gonna have a gun that's not even released to the public yet.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. But yeah, I'm like, you know what? Take your time, because whenever they do release content or a map or something, the the replayability is just insane. You know, like
hmm
I probably ran over 1,000 customs raids, and I still want to go back.
Yeah, like I look forward to playing it again tomorrow. I just don't want to play it right now. I'm just
Oh, it's
yeah.
it's big brain. I understand. I like playing small brain games at late at night. I think that's why I veer from RPGs, because like I don't have tons of time to play, and I just feel like I never make any progress in them when I play. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like I think that's why I haven't played Dragon Age Inquisition. Even though I've started it like 3 times, I'd wager. But each time I get to like the beginning
hmm
and it's like I'm enjoying the game, but I can already tell how much content this is.
Yes, dude.
I
That's
don't
that's
I'm not gonna even scratch the surface of this. And
just like
I become disinterested.
just like The Witcher for me. Same problem.
Oh dude, that was so worth it though. So
Oh,
worth it.
I'm sure it's worth it. Like I definitely don't doubt it, and I enjoy the amount of time I even put in those games, but I just know myself. Like I've avoided buying game like Baldur's Gate 3. That game looks sick as fuck to me, dude. Like I actually kind of want to play it, but I'm
It's
like,
go
I
up.
know myself. I'm like, I know myself. Like, there's no way I'm gonna sink 150 hours in this game
Oh dude, it's 20
unless I
hours long
have
right
a.
now.
I mean, right now, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm like, unless I know I have a dedicated buddy who's gonna like, play this game with me consistently
Me.
for that amount of time. Well, you now, but you weren't like that for a while, you know.
Yes, that is true. That is true. Thank you for reminding me.
Well, like, and then Sam, like, if he gets remotely disinterested in the game, like, he'll just stop playing it.
Man, that sucked so much about the what was it? 7 Days to Die?
Yeah, that was fun. I was enjoying that.
I had so much fun playing with you guys, and then for whatever reason it just stopped.
No, I agree. I was having a great time in that.
And I
And
was
I
like,
even asked Sam a few times, I'm like, hey man, like, are we gonna like jump back in this? And he'll be like, I mean, I want to, but like Asif doesn't want to. And I'm like, Well then, fuck Osif. Like, let's go play. You know?
Yeah, I don't need
I
both of
mean,
you.
I don't know. They're like joined at the hip together. Like they're playing Far Cry 6 together right now. I'm like, why would you play Far Cry in co-op? Right? It's kind of fun sometimes, but there's no cross progression. So one of you has to have the main story, and the other person doesn't get any of the achievements or anything. You know?
No cross progression is it's a huge turnoff for me.
100%.
Like
Like we're.
whenever Outward gets that, I would be
Ooh,
totally
yes.
interested in Outward at that point.
Me too. Me too. I'm like waiting, hoping for it.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. But yeah, I don't really know what else is gonna be coming out.
Dude, there ain't. I think it's it's just all delayed. Like, I don't know. I don't care to play another Ubisoft open world checkbox game, you know? Like, it's just not my thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then Back for Blood's out, and when I played it, it just felt like a prettier Left 4 Dead with less depth, you know?
Yeah.
I was like, well, that's a pass for me, which I'm super glad that I played the beta because I was really thinking I was going to like that game. But I think World War Z is better.
I would love to play more World War Z.
Dude, Sam has Aftermath. Like, we're just trying to get him. He hasn't beaten the story yet, so we're trying to get through the main campaign to get to Aftermath. And only one of
Nice.
you has to have the DLC in order to play it.
And then
And then what else is coming out? Battlefield's coming out, which is like
did
a
Diablo
big
2 come out?
disappointment. Yeah, it did.
I haven't heard anything about it. Not that I've been listening, but
Everyone's hush hush because of the Blizzard stuff going on, I believe. But I heard it's like a good port. Like it's
or it's a remake.
or remake. Like I heard it's like it's well made. Like it's
Oh, okay.
functional. Shit, I went ham. I was just talking too.
Got stuck on the edge of a map.
What else comes out? New World came out, which you don't care about. Uh, Halo. That's really it, dude. And Halo doesn't even have co-op campaign, so I'm like, well,
Yeah, exactly. Like I want to play co-op.
I'm with you, dude. Halo co-op campaign is so fun. It's the best. But there just ain't shit coming out. I feel like everyone blew their load like right at the end of the PS4 generation, and now like everything's just in development. Or developers are making games that we don't want. Like, like
Mm-hmm.
why did Crystal Dynamics make that terrible Avengers game? You know, like why?
Right.
You know, like the first two Tomb Raider games they made, I absolutely adored. I really, really like those games. And they're like, oh, let's make this really shitty Avengers game. Woo.
Who owns Crystal Dynamics?
Square.
So Sony,
Square Enix.
Square Enix.
Mhm.
Square Enix is not owned by Sony.
No, they're a separate publisher.
Okay.
They make a lot of deals with Sony for second party exclusives.
Go. Square Enix probably put them in a chokehold and told them to do it.
Now, did you see that? I don't know if you saw this story. It's really interesting. So you know how Xbox create like the one studio they didn't buy, they like were making from the ground up called the Initiative.
Mm-hmm.
So did you see that they are partnering with Crystal Dynamics to make Perfect Dark? like in like an actual like a partnership. They're gonna co-develop it.
Interesting.
I was like, huh? So you're telling me an Xbox first party studio is gonna use a developer from a third party publisher to co-make a game? Like it's I don't know. It's a really fascinating partnership, and it makes me feel like either the game is in trouble or they want to rush it.
Yeah,
But
I
hey,
don't like that.
we'll see. I will say though, out of the Xbox first party, like the one developer I'm hyped for is Obsidian.
I'd love to see what they're gonna come up with next.
They're making Avowed.
I don't know anything
It's
about. I remember seeing something, but I don't remember anything about it.
it's Oblivion Skyrim, I think.
First person, third person?
First person. It takes place actually in the Pillars of Eternity universe, but it'll be like a first person like sword shield RPG, fantasy RPG. There we go. Because like I really enjoyed Outer Worlds. Thought it was great.
I need to play that too.
It's really great. Get my ass kicked.
I just, for whatever reason, just didn't stick with it when I first
Once
played it.
you got to get past that first planet, and then it gets a lot better. I think.
That's what they said about Dragon Age, though.
Dragon Age is way longer. Like the Outer Worlds, you can beat that game in like 25 hours, bro. Like it's not that long.
I want to
Like
invest more time.
even with side content, like I think that game's only like 40, 50, 60 hours. Like it's not nearly as large as Inquisition is. Dude, I'm getting my ass kicked. I'm quitting.
Ooh.
I want to put more time into Hunt Showdown too, but Sam never wants to fucking play it now.
And that's the other issue of like games that have like, established teams of 4 or 3.
Mm-hmm.
Like what are you gonna do when, people can't get the 4 or 3 to agree?
That is why I haven't told them this, but like I don't buy games with them anymore. Like I used to like they'd be like, "Hey, we're gonna play this game." I'd be like, "All right, cool, I'll jump in," and I buy it, and they have way more expendable time than me, and they just blast through it, and then it's over, and I like didn't even get to like play, you know?
Dude, that's why like I didn't like play half the games that you were playing because it was just I saw that I was like, you guys aren't gonna be playing it in like 2 weeks.
You are not wrong.
You know, I'd
Yeah,
love to be able
absolutely.
to play with you guys, but yeah. And it was like frustrating too because like I was like, oh, maybe enough time has passed in Valheim that maybe they'll want to jump back in. Nope,
Yeah.
nope,
The
nope,
only
nope.
reason I don't want to jump back into Valheim is because I don't have much time to play right now, and Halo's coming.
Torpedoes, direct front.
If I had like a lot more expendable time right now, I would absolutely jump back in with you. But I only have like you've seen like an hour or two to play at night, if
Yeah,
that. And I'm like, it's not worth playing Valheim. Like I feel like Valheim deserves to have nice 3 to 4 hour sessions, you know?
Problem solved, sir.
yeah, definitely. To really like really vibe with it.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I do really like the game. Like I think it's really fun. Sam installed like a shitload of mods into Valheim and got really into it, and then they updated it and it broke, and he was like, well, I'll play later.
And then there's that too, like oh, like the modding of everything,
Yeah,
well,
like I'm not gonna play it unless it's perfect, and I'm like, Sam, that's exhausting. Like more power to you because you want to play your game how you want to play your game,
mhm.
but like exhausting. Like I will say the 7 days to die mod made a lot of sense to me because I'm like this game's kind of janky as shit.
Yeah, and I did that under the expectation of like, okay, we're gonna drop another, 40 to 80 hours into this,
Yep, no, I'm 100% with you.
and we loaded it, everyone got in, we got to like most of us got to one location, and then that was it.
Hmm.
That
And
was
a
it.
lot of that was because Asif was in a shitty mood, right? And him and Sam couldn't agree on where to put the fucking base because they just cry about it. Like I feel like me and you be like, hey bro, should we build a rock here? Yeah, dude, it sounds cool. We just like have fun. Like I don't understand.
Yeah.
Like I told Sam like because obviously we're cousins, so like we can be really honest and candid with each other. But I told him I was like, dude, playing games with you is exhausting because if I'm not min maxing like at every possible second, you get bored. Like if we're not like like in Valheim, right? Like if I'm not producing like as much coal as possible that optimizes with the iron melting as much as possible. It has to be perfectly optimized. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's not fun to me like in the slightest.
No, it's not. It's
And like I told him that.
impressive, but
Yeah, for sure. And like, I told him that, and he was like, I've gotten that feedback in the past. I completely understand that. And I'm like, as long as you know,
this
and
isn't
even
news
like,
to me.
and like even New World, they were like, oh Tim, you can be the healer, like that's gonna be so sick for like our wombo combo or whatever. And I was just like, I'm gonna just play at my own pace, right? And he was like, what do you mean? And I was like, well, one, I close into my house the day it comes out, so I doubt I'll be able to play at all, if any. And then
Mm-hmm.
he was like, oh, okay. Uh, well, what are you gonna do? And I was like, I'm just gonna play whenever I fucking feel like playing. I'm like, I'm not gonna stress myself out trying to like level up as fast as possible to play the game as fast as possible. I'm like, I don't know, that doesn't make sense to me. Like, why would you buy a game just to optimize it to where you can play the game the least amount?
Mm-hmm.
That makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, I mean, I see where you're coming from.
You don't need like every single quality of life mod that's ever existed installed.
Yes, I'm super with you, super with you.
Just
So that's why I just decided that like I will buy games that I like, that I find interesting, and I haven't bought very many games lately.
well, then you saved up enough for Alien.
Oh my gosh, how long is that game?
um, let me think here. So each there's like 4 chapters, and each chapter has 3 sections. Each section has like 20 to 40 minutes of gameplay. Less if you kind of know what you're doing.
What is it like 20-30 bucks?
$40, I believe. 30 or $40. Don't quote me.
Problem solved, sir.
Let me check it
I want to quote you a price, but don't quote me on the price.
out.
Enemy battleship destroyed.
Don't get it on my account. You know, we still have yet to play Tarkov. Truly play Tarkov.
uh,
Wait,
Tug.
and you're still settling in, man. You're still settling into the house. So don't don't just get a game
Here,
just
I'll tell
yet.
you what. I'll throw it on my wish list,
Yeah, do that much.
and when I see it for 30, I'll buy it. I'll
Then
play with you.
in the meantime, tell me why it's not already on your wish list.
Because I don't have a connection to the franchise like you do.
Tell me why that isn't.
Because I haven't watched the movies yet.
You haven't watched the movies, so is it inconvenient for you to get the movies right now?
No.
And why is that?
Okay, look, to be 100% honest, I I have probably asked Rachel to watch those movies at least 15, 20 times. Like
Uh-huh.
at the least. Like like every time we get in a movie mood, I'm like, "Ooh, babe, why don't we watch Aliens? Like let's fucking do it. Let's jump into this shit. I'm ready." And she's like, I kind of want to watch a rom-com." And I'm like, "Oh my fuck, all we do is watch rom-coms. Like, come on, you know?" And she's like, mm, no. And then like we end up on something else. And she never picks it. And I'm like, I'm right at the boiling point where I'm like, I'm gonna watch this by myself. Like I'm literally right there, dude. Like where I'm like, fuck it.
Well, it's almost Halloween, so just maybe if she gets into like the
Ooh.
mood, she wants to see like a Halloween-esque movie. Boom, you got a franchise right there, good to go on Blu-ray, no less. None of that streaming 4K. It's physical 4K.
I I do have a new Samsung 65-inch curve.
Oh yeah, there you go, man. There you go. Ponder on that. Ponder on that excuse. Plant the seed for Halloween-esque movies.
You
It's
know, I was unpacking and I took Aliens out and I put all of the other movies in a box in the corner and I took that one out and I
Engine
put it by the
components
TV.
activated.
So like it's on my mind. I need you to know that. I think about it regularly because I'm like this is a movie in my nerddom that I'm really missing. Like it feels like a piece of me is just not all the way together.
I'll say this. So even so outside the franchise, even the the first movie and the second movie I think are just cinematic masterpieces in their own right. So even if like the concept or like the story doesn't interest, I think those two alone are worth it. So like 3 and 4,
Mhm.
I think you could totally just watch those on your own. Unless she's totally into like the story and watching Sigourney Weaver kick ass, then 3 and 4
Mhm.
offers more of that. The story is all over the place, but you'll go
You
through.
know, you'll probably hate me for this, but I actually have seen one movie in this franchise,
Which one?
Prometheus.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why. I actually didn't know it was an Aliens movie when I went to see it. Like, I had no fucking idea.
And that's
I just
why
thought
like
it
I
looked
can't
like
hold it
a.
against you. I didn't know. I didn't know. I was blazed like no other watching that movie. And I got to the point and I was like halfway through the movie, I was like, or before like the reveal, I was like, this is giving me serious alien vibes. I love this movie. Like whoever directed this movie like really knows their shit. I don't remember if I stopped and looked at that point to see if the director, I think it was Ridley Scott, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
To see if it was him, and I was like, but yeah, like when the reveal came, I was like, dude, this is amazing. I love this. And I saw
Yeah.
people just bashing it left and right after that, and I was like, why?
I think it was like the movie, like the trailers for the movie were a little bit better than the movie, but I still really enjoyed the movie. Like I didn't feel like I wasted my money, you
Oh,
know?
absolutely, yeah.
You know what the last movie I wasted my money on was?
What?
Transformers The Last Night. That was the dumbest, most boring action movie I've ever watched.
When
And I
did
love dumb action movies.
when did that come out?
Oh, like maybe 2017. It was the second movie with Mark Wahlberg.
Okay, that's been a while.
It's been a while, but dude, I literally have never been so bored in a theater before. Like I was so like bored from the start of the like I was literally checking my phone like, "Oh my, like is this movie over?" And I'm like, "It has only been 15 minutes." Like it was so bad. And then the reveal at the end of it, dude. Like, are you ever going to watch this movie?
I, I might have already, just don't even realize it.
Like, so like the movie's called The Last Night, and then like in my mind I'm like, "Ooh, they're going to find like some ancient transformer that's like some badass or something." No. It's just Mark Wahlberg somehow wields the sword of the last knight of the Transformer guy, and Mark Wahlberg stabs a Transformer. Like Mark Wahlberg is the last knight. Like I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe just how bad it was. Hurt my feelings honestly a little bit.
Yeah, they messed up that franchise.
Dude, and it has so much potential. Transformers is so cool.
It
It's
had
just so
it
cool.
had a good start. It had a really good start.
I agree. I like the first movie a lot. I even like the second movie.
I think I do. I don't know.
The third movie I just went to see because Rosie Huntington Whiteley was in it. Let's be honest. And I was also like, I don't know, 12 or 13.
There you go.
Have you watched the Squid Game yet on Netflix?
Nope, nope. But I feel like that's the one I should probably watch really soon.
I feel so like pressured to watch it, and it like pushes me away. Like everyone's talking about it, and I'm like, I'll wait. But I heard it's actually really, really good.
That's what I'm hearing. Just phenomenal stuff. I'm like,
I'm watching Modern Family.
I
Modern Family's funny, dude. Like I gotta give it to the show. I think the show's really funny.
need to get into that one as well.
It's just like like Friends or something. Like it's just nice to have on. You don't have to think. You just watch some funny bits and then you move on with your life.
Hmm.
But I haven't really seriously watched. The last TV show I seriously watched was probably Loki, which I really, really enjoyed.
I don't know if I'm gonna watch any of those shows, man. I'm just not interested in Marvel anymore.
I'll be honest. Loki was the first interesting thing I've seen since Endgame. Like it was really well done. Like really, really, really enjoyed it. Like Captain America, Winter Soldier, or whatever, Falcon, Winter Soldier. That one was kind of a dud, kind of boring to be honest. It felt like just an MCU movie that was too long. And then WandaVision, I actually really enjoyed as well because it's very different than the normal MCU. But
Hmm.
I didn't like it as much as I did. I mean, Loki is literally just about like the time police, which is just like a fascinating concept in my mind.
Oh, interesting. It really is a
Like the whole
spin-off then.
oh yeah, well, I mean, I'm not gonna like spoil it because like you're kind of caught up with the MCU, but basically Loki opens up the MCU to a lot more possibilities. But the show is completely different than everything else you've seen. I mean, you're getting Tom Hiddleston and Owen Wilson on screen, and their banter is fantastic.
True, true.
Like, out of all of them, watch that one. Like, it's very entertaining. Like, especially because you like sci-fi. Like, I would definitely watch that one. Rest of them, meh, pass.
Okay, okay.
I didn't expect it either. Like, we watched the first episode because I was like, all right, like we're into the MCU, like may as well check it out. And then
Right.
like watched the first episode, and I was like, holy shit, like we got to keep watching this.
Oh, I love that feeling.
mm, I hadn't gotten that feeling in a while, dude. TV has just been really boring to me lately. I don't know what it is, but I just like can't get into a show.
Yeah, I've been rewatching a lot of old shows here or there.
Same, dude. I'll just like put on old stuff. Oh, but Sex Education season 3 came out. I did very much enjoy. Have you watched that show, dude?
I have not.
Dude, you have to watch that show. It is literally like, since you're a film person, so I feel like you'll really extra appreciate the show, because what they do is take a high school, like think in America, like your typical high school like romance drama type show, right? Like a
Mhm.
CW show. They take every single one of those character tropes and just completely flip them on their head,
Holy crap.
and they give all the characters like tremendous amounts of depth. Like like so the main character, right? He's a kid, and he's like kind of socially awkward, like nerdy guy, right? But his mom is a sex therapist.
Oh goodness.
Yeah. So him and like the typical goth girl like set up basically like a sex therapy session type thing at school. That's like the premise of the show. But like he has, a gay best friend. The typical like gay black best friend. But he's arguably to me the best character in the show. Like he's not defined by his sexuality. He's an actual character that goes has a range of emotions, and
Good.
they don't make it like a big deal that he's gay. Like he's just gay. Like that's just, you know what I mean? Like it's just normal. Like I'm telling you, dude, like you would 100,000% really enjoy that show. To me, it's the best thing on Netflix, like writing wise.
Damn.
Like legit, the show is so expertly paced. It's funny. It makes you cry. Like I can't even like I can't say enough good things about this show, dude. Like it is so good.
I'll have to check it out.
Like if I would recommend you watch literally anything, it's that. But yeah, other than that, even games, like there's just been nothing coming out, dude. There's just nothing that I
that
care about, at
that
least.
Starship Trooper demo was like the only thing I was like super looking forward to.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I did. I thought it was tons of fun. Like I could tell it was, like something that they made somewhat early on to get approval, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I was like, okay, like so long as you know, they're still adding on top of all of this. I
RTS, right?
Yeah, RTS, and they pushed it
Okay.
back to March, I think I want to say. That's enough time, I would think, to, really do a number on it and really make it a good game.
It's cool, man.
It feels like
Happy for you.
they feels like they care about the franchise. So I was like,
That's
I'm
the best feeling.
yeah, that's like okay, like I don't care um like how crappy the reviews might be. I know I'm gonna have a good time with the game.
Oh yeah.
Especially based on that demo. Like oh my god, like you know, give me more bugs. I'll kill them. I'm happy to.
Kill me, give me all the bugs. Well, just like well, like back to like conversation I like about Sam and them jumping games. Like I finally bought EDF, or you bought it for me actually, and I really wanted to play it. And then like you were kind of on and off a little bit, and I was like, "Yo, Sam, like let's go play EDF. Like I want to level up my character." He's like, we already played EDF a bunch," and I'm like, "Son of a bitch! Like I'm just gonna fucking stop playing games with y'all." Like like I think that game was like the last straw for me, where I was like, I'm done buying games with you guys.
Damn, I'm still waiting to go back to that game.
I'm happy to jump back into it. I believe I still have. Yep, still got it installed, baby. Maybe
uh,
that's what we play casually when we're
I'd
tired.
be down for that.
I'd be really down because I want to get to the good stuff.
I've never gotten to to the end of one of those games.
Me and Sam got to the end of, I think, three, three or two or three. Really enjoyed it. Those games are fun. But even like Tarkov, like they got me so invested and hooked into Tarkov, and then they played for like 200 or 300 hours, and they're like, "Okay, bye, Tim." And I was like, "Bye, I'm staying." I was like, I'm inviting more people in here, baby. Like I'm getting some Tarkov friends. Get out of here."
Right.
But then you were probably annoyed because that's all I did for a year.
Quite literally, yeah.
uh, I don't know, man. It sucked me in. I haven't been sucked in like that, dude. Like probably since the Halo 3, like in 2007. It's like all I wanted to do. But I think I'm gonna call it a night, man.
Sounds good, man. Sounds good. I'm gonna
I
end
won't
this stream here soon too.
I won't have to run to my apartment tomorrow, so I'll probably be able to get on a little earlier, so I'll have some more time.
Cool.
But you have a good rest of your night, and to all of your viewers, have a good night.
All two of them.
Later.
Later, man. And to you guys, I think I'm gonna call it here as well. So, well, at least for this, I feel like I'm already done with Warships. The stream's already been an hour long. Not super long, but vibing with this game right now. So I think I'm gonna take a quick break and possibly jump into something else. Right? All right then. Well, guys, have yourself a good night.